Happy Friday, beautiful people. So I've been in a bit of a day of reflection due to a Facebook story that popped up that I had posted 2 years ago. And it has to do with how far I have come in my own journey of worth since I've started this journey like 8 years ago, but specifically the last 2 years. You know, when I moved across the world, I had just taken myself off oral birth control. I had just gone vegetarian, and the stress of moving to another country, between those three factors, I broke out in a really bad acne breakout on my face. Like, I'm talking about acne worse than what I had when I was a teenager. In fact, I was put on birth control when I was a teenager to manage my acne. So here I am, like 26 years old, about to walk down the aisle at like my dream beach wedding where family and friends are flying from all around the world to join me in. And I have like this really inflamed skin, and I'm going to homeopathic doctors. I'm working through all like acupuncturists and so forth to try to heal my stomach, to heal my skin. And, you know, I was also settling into this new country, so I'm meeting new friends and all sorts of things. I'm with my husband now, when before we were doing long distance and we would just like travel back and forth every few months to see us or see each other. For those of you that don't know, I'm Canadian, he's Irish, but we live in Austria. And when we were doing the long distance dating the first year, we would only see each other every few months. So there was a lot of shame that I was holding around this acne, and there were days where like I did not want to be seen at all. There were days where I woke up before my husband to put like concealer on my skin because I was so ashamed of how much acne I had, like my entire face. And so I kind of got to this point where it's like, this can go on no more. Obviously, my body is taking her sweet time to heal, so I need to see my beauty and see my radiance beyond the acne. And so I dove deep into a self-healing journey in its own to be able to see my beauty, be able to see my radiance, and see my worth way beyond like how my skin looked, so that I could like tap back into my confidence and my power, so that I could boldly walk down the aisle feeling absolutely beautiful on my wedding day despite having a completely broken out face, right? So one of the key things that I did to support myself is dancing in the mirror. I would put on like an outfit that made me feel beautiful, and I would put on my whatever music was vibing with me that day, and I would dance in the mirror and just like keep saying, I am beautiful, I am worthy. And I would like keep dancing until I got to that point where I'm starting to like actually really rock out and feel good and tapping into like my soul's essence. And in that place, once I tapped in, once I got out of the mental game and into my body and into my heart, I did see my value. I did see my worth well beyond whatever was going on the surface level with the acne. So here's the thing. I was also at the beginning of really building out my business at that point. I'm making new connections. I'm deepening my connection with my spouse during this time. Had I let this acne dictate my value and my worth and make it so that I completely held myself back, I would have completely shut myself off from life, from opportunities, from connections, from miracles, from abundance, everything. And so what I'm trying to say here is that your worth, you know, your beauty, your radiance is so beyond whatever the surface level stuff is. And so many women, they hide behind these things because they're afraid to be seen. They don't feel fully comfortable in their body or their skin, and so they hold themselves back from going to different events or meeting different people because they just don't want to be seen at all. But reality is for us to be able to create a life that really excites us and a life that we are truly worthy of, we need to allow ourselves to be seen. We need to step into our power, recognize our power, recognize our confidence, our beauty, our radiance, our magic, and allow that to exude through us and carry us forward. So if you are someone that, you know, you find that you hold yourself back in whatever it is, maybe you have carried confidence issues with you since you were a teenager. Perhaps you have a really hard time opening up and being transparent or vulnerable with someone because you've had your heart fucking broken in the past. Maybe you're someone that experienced a trauma, and when you shared it with people, they didn't believe you, and so you didn't feel seen, and so you just shut yourself off and put a bunch of walls up. Maybe you're somebody that you're like me, you're a soul-aligned entrepreneur, you have an online presence, but going Facebook Live or doing Instagram stories or creating out like a live masterclass freaks you out, and it keeps you in analysis paralysis, and you have such huge resistance to really showing up and being seen in your power and in your light. Maybe you're someone that, you know, your family doesn't really get you, and you just don't know how to be your true authentic self with your family because they just don't see you, you know. So this is where the digital course that I'm just creating now is for you. This is a digital course that is going to support you in stepping into your boldest, most confident self. So leaning in and doing the inner healing work that's required so that we feel safe to be seen, to drop those walls and to begin to see ourselves, because that's ultimately the end goal here, is for us to be able to see ourselves and our true value and our true worth, our true magic, our true light, and being so unshakably in love with ourselves that it doesn't freaking matter what the outside world is saying. It doesn't matter how our family sees us. It doesn't matter if that friend breaks up with us. You know, like, we're good, we're solid, we're in our worth, we're in our presence, we're in our power. And from this place, when we really anchor, when we shift into that and anchor into it, the world begins to respond to us from this place. You know, we're holding our power. Our frequency is very magnetic, very electric, and things start clicking in for us when we're in this place. And so it's my goal, it is my mission to help all women realize how beautiful, how magical, how powerful they are, and to set aside these stories that were conditioned into us, that we need to look a certain way, that we need to be a certain way, that good girls do this. No. I am someone that works with the rebellious ones. I am someone that works with people that want to break from the societal paradigms and the boxes that society tries to put us in. That is the type of person that I like to work with, is someone that is no longer wanting to hold themselves back and like be with the crowd, but rather rise up and really tune in and tap into who the fuck they are and create a life that reflects their soul's desires, rather than living a life that was laid out for you from your family or from society that says you need to check all these boxes, you know? So if you are somebody that desires to be seen, you're someone that desires to be seen by yourself, and you desire to be seen in your power, in your magnificence, in your brilliance, I invite you to join me for Seen. We are now enrolling. It's going to be freaking amazing. We're going to have dance parties in the Facebook group, and the Facebook group is like a VIP playground. It's going to be awesome. We're doing all the things. We're doing, like, right now I'm just building out the module about the root system method that I created. Good morning, Steffi. Good morning. Happy Friday, my beautiful friend. So the root system method is to support you in going into like the limiting beliefs of like, okay, why is it that I'm afraid to go Facebook Live? Is it because I'm afraid of judgment? Okay. And this afraid of judgment, is it because like, I feel like I'm going to stumble on my words? It's coming from perfectionism. Where is this perfectionism coming from? And we just keep getting deeper until we pull out the root and we can then shift out the story. So we're doing inner child healing. We are going to have a section about embodying our highest self, because ultimately this is what it's about. It's stepping out of like the limiting, disempowering stories, like our wounded child self, and stepping into our powerful queen, like goddess self, and showing up from that place, showing up completely in our brilliance, completely in our magic, knowing that like our soul is lit and our world responds to that. And we get to create the story. We get to choose what story we operate from and watch the world come alive with what we desire to create. We're going to have a section directly with pleasure, you know, like no longer putting our pleasure as the last thing on the list of priorities, making pleasure a priority. And I'm not talking about just the bedroom. I'm talking about like actually taking like time to enjoy your coffee. Actually like sinking into the moment and indulging the moment, whether that be drinking a glass of red wine at sunset or having an ocean swim at sunrise, or whatever it is, you know, eating a peach, drinking your favorite drink, you know, like really prioritizing pleasure, because that is such a huge part of really tapping into our self-worth and recognizing how fucking awesome we are is dating ourselves, is you know, hanging out with ourselves, getting to know ourselves, doing the things in our day that really lights us up, you know, just for the sheer silliness of it. Stephanie had a massive inner child healing. Ooh, roasting marshmallows over the fire on a stick. Yes, I love that. Yes, it's very primal using a stick rather than the roaster stick. We're going to have a section on explaining masculine and feminine energies, like the healthy masculine, the healthy feminine. So the reason why I felt called to bring this in is so many women have that inner critic in their mind. Well, that's like the inner tyrant. That's the unhealthy masculine energy within that like says we need to be doing more. We should be doing this. We did it. No, we don't want to play into that. We want to heal that. We want to let that go. We want to stand in our embodied masculine and our embodied feminine. The feminine energy is what's going to help you tap into like the currents of your soul. You know, that beautiful, mysterious, dancing, flowing energy. It's important. So yeah, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be a whole summer of support. I'm really, really excited about it. I personally have been going through my own transformation as I've been preparing to bring this course out. And that's what happens when spirit co-creates something through me. I get the idea. I'm like, okay, this is the topic that it's going to be on. Usually I don't quite know how it's going to flow. I just know the topic. And then I am taken through the journey of, okay, so for example, where was I not fully seeing myself? Where was I not allowing systems to see me? Where was I resisting being fully seen in relationships and partnerships? Where was I not fully seeing my partner? Where was I not fully seeing my best friend? All of these things have been coming up for me the last couple of months. I'm like, oh shit, okay. So that I could be the vessel, the container to be able to bring through this frequency and this activation that is, it's like this huge portal that any woman that steps into this, her self-image is going to go up. Her confidence is going to go up. Her gifts are going to come online because she's going to actually feel fucking worthy of them. She's going to advocate for her needs and set boundaries in relationships. She's actually going to know what she wants and she's going to go for it. Her manifestation abilities are going to increase because she's going to be operating at a much higher vibration. You know, so everything is going to turn up the volume. She's going to, if she's an online entrepreneur, she's going to feel more safe and more expressive to be in her authentic expression, to say like the edgier things, you know? And from this place, you know, when we turn the volume up on all of these things, miracles flood in, abundance floods in, connections flood in, the people flood in, your soulmate clients flood in, people that are for you, like your soul tribe starts to flood in because they respond to you. They can feel you and they respond to you. And that's the thing. If you are someone that really holds yourself back and you're watching everybody else doing their thing online and there's a part of you that's like, yeah, I kind of want to do that, but I'm scared to, this course is for you. This course is for you if you are a mom who feels like you've completely gotten lost in diapers and bottles in the last year or two, and you're ready to come home to yourself and find yourself again. This is for the woman that wants to deepen her relationship with her partner because she desires to open her heart and truly value herself at a whole new level. And that's the thing. Like, this is about coming home to our souls, and because the truth of our soul is confidence, is power, is magic, is light, is all of these things, all of these empowering stories. That is the truth of our soul. What isn't the truth of our soul are disempowering stories and limiting beliefs that we're not good enough, that we're not beautiful, that we're all these things, right? You know, when I was walking down the aisle and there was 80 some people of our closest loved ones, and these are people that flew to Spain for us, okay? So like our closest people, and not a single second did I spend thinking about how inflamed my skin was. In fact, I got to the point with my healing journey and self-worth journey and really seeing myself and my soul's radiance exuding through whatever was going on with my skin, that I actually, like, I would have been fine walking down the aisle without makeup. without makeup to cover the acne that I was experiencing. And that's another piece. Like, a few months ago, I finally did go to the doctor to get antibiotics for the acne to heal my skin. And this was also a part of me, like, allowing myself to be seen, because I had avoided Western medicine for, like, pretty much since I spiritually went down the spiritual path. I completely went homeopathic. And that was, like, a key part of my healing. And the acne healed almost instantly. Like, it was really, really quick. And it was kind of, I realized, like, maybe I was hiding behind acne as a means to not be seen, like, and it was more of a subconscious thing. And so I was, like, putting my power in that, right? So, I mean, this scene course, it goes deep. It's going to go deep, and it's going to expand you. So I welcome you. I welcome you to this course. It's going to be incredible. It's also going to be sisterhood. The group is going to be sisterhood of women that are stepping in to, everyone's going to have, like, they're going to be there for a unique reason, but there's going to be a common thread. And so it's women that are, like, going deep in with it next to you while also rising up next to you. And that's huge. There's so much medicine and support available to us through Safe Sisterhood. And then that's, like, such a key piece as well, is being in these sisterhood groups. Even though it's a self-paced journey, you're going to be doing your own thing through it. It helps to heal that sister wound that so many of us, that we all carry as women, right? So I invite you to join me. It's 333 euros, and this works out to 88 euros bi-weekly payments, 4 bi-weekly payments. And it's going to be open for enrollment all summer. I'm moving countries during this, so I let go of all ideas of dates and so forth. And I'm going to be building out this course as I tune into the energy of who's in the course, and fine-tuning it accordingly. And so what I mean by that is, like, I'm building out the modules week by week. There's going to be probably, like, 7 plus, maybe 8 plus modules. And the modules are going to be built out and according to what the energy is of the women that are in the group. So if you're wanting, body image stuff, we're going to have a module directly on that. If you're wanting to work on boundaries and, like, really advocating for your needs, we're going to have a module on that. We're going to have a module of, like, leaning into the edgier stuff when it comes to, if you are an online entrepreneur, creating content that is vulnerable, that is pushing the edge, that is bold, that is authentic, rather than being, like, vanilla and holding yourself back in your marketing. And so in this place, then your soulmate clients can feel you and they flood in, right? So this course is for any woman that wants to rise out of the doubt, out of holding herself back, and she's ready to shine. She's ready to shine. So I'm going to leave the link in the comments, and I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful weekend.